Okay, I am here for the money. I'm ready to do something for myself, but I need the threatening. I'll be right back. Okay. I need to put this aside, but it is itself and it wants to be itself right here. I know that is God who formed the stock, and he speaks to me with itself like it is itself and it has its order. If I was in a supermarket and it was on a shelf, it would be in a place where it's with other bottles like itself, and it would be stationary. And if a shopper comes and takes it, they have to care for it as much as it is stays in the store in its place. It doesn't want to be disturbed. So you have to be in order to drink it. I'm going to be in order to drink this, but right now it's right here. What else is in order? Motions over motion. M&Ms. So I need this space right here. Now it's moving. What went wrong with these M&Ms earlier today is I tried to open them and I couldn't get the plastic to open by hand, even though there's a place for me where it separates, and it stopped. It didn't go any further than that. So I need a scissors. I don't want to use the scissors, but it's the scissors that I have right here. It's a hair cutting scissors from Charles Toe, and what I really need is a new scissors. But in order to get a new scissors, I really need a whole new place to live. I need an illegal dwelling, something as illegal as the way I was formed in this world, which is in a 5-bedroom house that was stacked 3 levels. I need it all to myself at my height, and if I don't get it, I'm not going to get a new pair of scissors. I'm going to have to use this one that is from Charles Toe. Having been missing, he left this behind. But Jerry, the landlord, she wanted the scissors. And I don't know Jerry that way. Why does Jerry want these scissors? Does anybody know why Jerry wants these scissors? Does she not want me to break into this bag of M&Ms? Because that's what I want the scissors for now. It does tear. Yeah, it does tear. Once I use the scissors, maybe I could have used it a little just to get it started. Okay, now I have it open. This is just opening it for the first time. And this is how many M&Ms are in there. There's some room in the bag in case the bag tips over, that the M&Ms won't spill. Isn't that nice? I don't afford that about the bag. I need to spill the M&Ms and throw them away if I don't want them. I can't worry that the company is worried that it's going to spill its M&Ms and that they can't just be thrown away, or if I can eat them because I just want to eat them. But M&M doesn't have a spill-proof problem is not true. It has a Ziploc on the top here so that I can reseal the top. And now it won't spill that way. And that's due. That's due that it doesn't spill, and it's for freshness, so that the air stays on the outside of the bag and the inside is relatively clean. But if your hands have been in there, it's not really clean, so you need a single serving pack of M&Ms, not sharing size. This is sharing size right here. And I would not buy sharing size to share with someone else, but I would use it for myself although I could use a single serving size of M&Ms, but how many? So what if I want more? What if I want less? I need to know how many I want so that I can buy what I want, but I wouldn't buy it by the price. Everything that's sized for somebody to buy is like, they price it by dollars and cents, and you have to compare with the sizes and the different prices which one you want and which you think is a good value for the money that you're counting. And I don't actually want that. I want what I want when I want it, for myself, about myself, and I don't need to count the money for myself to get more because I didn't steal anything. I am the soul of the superior founder. I formed the stock, and I need what I need out of the stock for myself. And I can say that here in my self-deceased, but it's not been paid for all along throughout my lifetime, and you're so mean. It's just what you can afford. I don't see any give there. I don't see that an illegal alive shunt who is gluttoning food is doing something for myself that I need for myself. I see that you're doing something that you want for yourself. That means you don't need it and I don't need it, and you think we have that together, and I don't think so. I think that's deceased right here. And you've been wasting my time, and you don't think that my time is worth anything to you because you're not doing what you should be doing with your time, which is going to jails and prisons and getting an unclean death on yourself with your self's prejudice. That means you don't wait for the end of time, that you and the whole world of 30 billion shunts have all been gluttoning the public food supply and making payments and charges and payments and transactions and doing everything very honestly. Because you're not a thief. That's not true. If you're not myself, you're not allowed to have any of the food. You're not allowed to take anything in public and put it in a house. You're not allowed to be in a house. You're allowed to be in a jail and a prison for the purpose of getting an unclean death on yourself. And that you should not be waiting for the end of time for God to give you a death, because if you do, there is a consequence for that. You will die at the end of all possible time for you. And then you have to go into a purgatory, and then you will never be formed again, and you will know who you are. You just kept yourself for eternity, because I'm here, and my time is more valuable than it looks. It is myself deceased here. That means you didn't know that for all the years you were so cold and hard, shopping in the public, doing things for yourself, telling people that you don't know them, telling God that you don't care about certain things around yourself that you say no to. You're supposed to say no in God, in the presence of God, that God is present elsewhere with yourself. You're not supposed to say no to the presence of God. That belongs in jail and prison in anticipation of such a problem. Why would you ever even have one like that? You just go directly to jail and prison so you don't have that problem. You don't say no to the presence of God with yourself. Has the presence of God in yourself. That's how you're formed. It's how you're alive. And that's how you are due to be died an unclean death with your God. Just the presence of God that you have of yourself. You can't look outside yourself and kind of reach outside of yourself for the presence of God. That will break it. You can't do that. That's why you have to go to jails and prisons and get an unclean death on yourself. I'm not a counselor. I'm deceased right here, and I'm deceasing myself out of the door locking. If you didn't go to jail and prison in an interior of seeing this video, it's true that I'm not a counselor. I can't help you. It's too late for you. It's not too late for me. I had my hard life. I paid for that you didn't love me by loving the God within yourself, and that you died an unclean death. That's all it is to love. It's not really supposed to be some kind of delight. This is not a delightful world to live in. It's a very low world, and you can't afford to be here. You're lower than it is to be here. You stole yourselves. Anyone with a penis stole the whole world with their penis. And you talk over your penis and you stole everything around you. The females, they're really not an adequate castration of a penis, but the penis is clearly the most dangerous of all the genitals. So what do I do with these scissors that I used and I don't want them? I don't know. I don't want them. Mrs. Pogren, can you come and get these scissors? You want to be as funny as I am, that you just drove up to my house and you used a key to get in, and you went away with the key and didn't tell anybody where it was, and you think you're not threatening me. I know you still have the key, and there's a realtor on my house, and they don't care that you have the key. They don't know. They don't know who you are and that you have a key to my house, but I know. That's no reason to sell my house. That's a reason not to sell my house, and that you should take the sign off the front lawn of my house, Jan Rustin. Do you want to come and get these scissors, Jan Rustin? You don't think I'm squeamish. You think that it doesn't matter because I have the scissors and it's my problem that you don't care and you're not here, and you don't care and you're not here, and you don't care and you're not here. You just don't care and you're not here. And that's my problem. They're my scissors that way. No, they're your scissors that way. You don't care and you're not here, and you don't care about your own goddamn scissors problem. I'm deceasing the door locking because I still hear the door lock deafness that you think I have a problem. You still think I have a problem. Are you still thinking that I have a problem right now? Akshav!